I hate to be the one to break it to you, but you will never buy a house in South Florida, let alone the United States, because the way the government has set this thing up, that you will be a permanent renter by the 2040. They're expecting that almost 80% of America will be renters. And I'm going to tell you how and what they're planning on doing. And then I'm also going to tell you what you got to do if you want to become a homeowner so that you don't fall into the trap of being a permanent renter.
The opportunities that's going to be coming is going to be mind-blowing. 2025, the opportunities that are going to be coming is going to be mind-blowing. And if you ain't a person that was setting themselves up in preparation, you're already done. You already missed out. Because the opportunities that are coming, the average person is not going to be able to play.
No, not at all. They can't play now.
America is turning into a renter's nation. America is turning into a renter's nation. They're predicting in the next 10 years, over 60% or more of the Americans will be renters. So your children that you are hoping to be able, that will be able to buy their own home, are going to be relying on you to set them up
so they can
to be able to get their home. Because imagine how it's going to look like if you have no help and then you're looking to buy your home for the first time, young people, in the next 10, 15 years from now.
These people have already prepared that y'all ain't buying no houses. Like, they already, in their mind, they already saying that y'all are not buying houses. And I'm going to tell you how I know for a fact they think that way. Because look at all of the new apartments that they're building. Every city, all over. I'm pretty sure you see more apartments coming versus single family homes. You're seeing some of the big name companies that builders. These are people that typically build new construction homes like D.R. Horton, Pulte Homes, Adam Homes. You're seeing them shifting their model from building single family houses to sell just to building single family homes for rent. And you got to ask yourself why? Because they understand where the market is going. These people not just building whole rental communities if they don't expect to have more and more renters. And I get it. So many of you are expecting that, oh, I'm gonna wait till the market come down. I'm gonna wait to buy the house. I'm gonna wait till prices come up. You're gonna do all this waiting, but you don't realize inflation's still going. Prices are still going up. So all this waiting, are you really saving money? Are you really? Because according to this, they are expecting all new homeowners by 2040 to be Hispanic. 70% of new homeowners will be Hispanic. Why is that important to y'all? And I'm going to tell you, the reason why I think I know for a fact, I know why it's important. Because I'm going to give y'all a little story. Just the other day, maybe like a couple months ago, like I was driving through my grandmother's neighborhood. My grandmother lives in Fort Lauderdale. For those of you that follow me, that's in Fort Lauderdale, right by Dillard High School, heart of the city. This has been predominantly black area for years. So I was driving through and I saw a Hispanic family like walk into the corner store. It tripped me out. And it tripped me out so bad that I called my brother all the way in Texas. I'm like, Travis, when have all the years that my grandmother been living over here, when have you ever seen a Hispanic couple walking, like I think it was a father and a son, or a boy and a son, but it was a little boy and a middle-sized person. So I'm like, when have you ever seen a Hispanic person walk into the corner store in the neighborhood? And he was like, never. I say, name me any Hispanic neighbors that grandma had. He was like, I don't know none. I couldn't think of none. And we knew everybody. We knew everybody in that little sector. So it just made me, and then not like I said, when I seen them, I drove around. I seen at the corner house, a house that I knew for a fact this was Miss, I think Casey them house, whoever that was. They was on the corner. I just know they stayed on the corner. And a Hispanic family was outside playing, barbecuing and stuff like that. So I'm like, this neighborhood has changed. And I live in a predominantly black area, and my house, 2 houses down from me, they're Hispanic. The ones across from me, Hispanic. The ones down the street from me, Hispanic. So I'm already seeing it in my neighborhood. So when I seen it in their neighborhood, and then they're expecting by 2040 that 70% of the new home buyers will be Hispanic. What does that mean for people that of color, people that are white? What are you doing? Y'all not buying houses? Y'all not in the position to buy houses? And that's where the problem is. I think a lot of the things that really affect us, and when I say us, I'm Americans, because Hispanics, they're buying, but these people got a different strategy. I don't know if you know how they do, but a lot of times they come over, they buy, they live with each other. They have multiple people living in the house, mother, sister, brother, cousin, auntie. They do collective economics. They're able to come together, pool their resources together, and they work together. They live with each other. And then when one person make it, and the next person get out, buy a house, and then the next person get out and buy a house. But they all have a foot to stand on. And they don't buy the best looking house. These people will buy the worst house on the street. They okay with that. They will buy the absolute worst house on the street, and they will work together, and they will fix that house up, and they will come up together. Because one thing they understand is it's not your finish, it's how you start. And they're able to leverage. And that's what people don't understand when it comes to real estate. I don't care if it's the ugliest house on the street. This is how you get your foot in the door. This is how you're going to play in the marketplace. You can literally use that money, the equity that you build when you move into that house for whatever you bought it for. I'm pretty sure you're going to buy it at a discount. So you buy it at this price. By the time you're ready to sell or do whatever it is, you got that equity that you can literally leverage into your next house. And they're able to play in the market. But why a lot of times we sit and we wait and we wait and we wait and we wait and we miss out on these opportunities because we don't understand that we got to get our foot in the door. How I know for a fact that America is gearing you guys up to be forever renters is take a look at some of these corporate landlords.
Are on the rise as well. Florida's Tampa Bay. The area there has one of the fastest growing populations in the U.S., but it's also a hotspot for investors looking to scoop up homes, enticing homeowners to sell to them with cash offers. Our next guests have been investigating this trend where large companies have amassed almost 27,000 homes across three counties in Tampa Bay, edging out typical home buyers and disrupting the rental market. Real estate reporter Rebecca Lee.
I'm pretty sure y'all are very familiar with these corporate landlords. These people are not somebody that just came around. These corporate landlords started coming around 2008. They have noticed the significant impact that they can have on the single family market, which directly affects home ownership, because most of the time when you're buying a house, you're buying a single family homes. So these corporate landlords are going nationwide buying up properties, and they only buying up properties in certain areas. So you got to pay attention to, you think about y'all that was inherited properties, parents, grandparents, grandmas, whoever own houses, and they selling them houses for cash as is, no inspection. 9 times out of 10, the person that's buying that is it may be a local flipper, but for the most part, they're corporate landlords. And with these corporate landlords, they buy these properties at these discounted prices, at these foreclosed prices. It fits them up, and they turn them into complete rentals. So you know how many houses that take out of the inventory for regular home ownership? That's how I know America is gearing up for you, your kids, and everybody else to be a forever renter. Government assistance. Those of you that are on subsidized income, Section 8, or any of those programs like that, those programs, what I think a lot of people fail to realize is they are not meant to be forever. Those programs, the thing that make it really, really hard for you to obtain home ownership when you're on those programs is because you are limited to the amount of income that you can make in order to stay and satisfy that program requirement. So you got to be mindful that when you're thinking about home ownership and you're on some type of subsidized housing, or they're telling you that you only can make X amount of dollars or you're going to lose your voucher, you got to take that into consideration, because these programs are not designed to help you become a homeowner. A lot of them are designed to keep you as a renter. So you have to start looking at, if home ownership is, I know they have, some of those programs do have transitions sectors or first time home buyer sections and things that they'll give grant. What I would tell you, tap into whatever they're giving you. If they're going to help you, let them help you, but you need your own, because if not, you're going to mess around where it's going to be even harder for you to obtain home ownership, because you're going to stay on the program, and the longer you stay on the program, it's going to stop you from making the income, or it's going to not allow you to make as much income, because you're going to risk losing your current home trying to get a new home. People really need to understand that you don't have to buy the perfect home right now. Like, you literally need to just get your foot in the door. Like, don't sit here and think that, oh, I'm always going to be around. Like, your kids are depending on you. Your family is depending on you. Like, this is, real estate is probably one of the most single ways that you can at least create wealth. And I'm not talking about generational wealth, but just start creating wealth for yourself, and then you pass it to the next generation, and then the generation pass it to the next. But if you never start, how are you going to get there? Like, these are things that y'all got to start thinking about. We're getting ready to go into a new year, and you can't go and get something new when you study doing some of the older things, or you're not understanding where the market is going. They're not expecting, and I know some of you may hop out here on the comments and say, oh, owning the house may be too much, but if this is something that you truly want to do, you got to pay attention, because you got to start getting yourself in position. Buying a house is not something, if you are in a position, find out what it is you got to do. Don't keep waiting and saying, oh, I'm going to buy it here, I'm going to buy it there. Buy you something. Start planning a market, because right now you don't have no say so. And if you continue to wait, America is telling you already what they want to do. They want to turn you into a forever renter. They want to make sure that, and then even that that speaks volume, like forever renting. Renting meaning that you'll always make payments on something that you would never own. Just like, how do you think a lot of those Afterpay programs started coming up? Because they know Americans do not have money. They know Americans are broke. So they rather keep making payments on something that they will never own. And I get it. I hear people all the time, oh, you making payments to the bank. The bank own your house. You don't own it. Okay, but when I sell it and I take the equity out, who money is that? That's mine or the bank? That's mine or the bank. So stop letting people tell you, oh, you don't own the house because you got a mortgage on it, the bank on it. Yeah, oh, well, the bank may own it. But if I sell it, and because I understand how economics work, because I understand how real estate work, and then when I'm ready to sell, whatever that money in between from whatever that mortgage is to what I sell it for, that little in between, that's mine. That don't go to the bank. That's mine, so that I can leverage into my next level. So I can leverage into whatever I got to do. I can send my kids to college. I can pay for whatever I need to pay for. So stop letting people tell you just because the bank, you got a mortgage, you don't own it. Oh, well, I don't care if I own it, but I own my equity. And that's where y'all go wrong. You got to understand how real estate work to really play out here. This is the perfect time. Start looking at what you have to do to reevaluate things that you're doing, whether you're overspending, whether you're out here just playing around or not taking things seriously. This is the time. Like, these years are going to fly by. And if you don't get serious about your future or get serious about what it is that you want for your family, you going to look up one day and you going to wish in heck that you didn't play. So, yeah. Until next video, that's it, y'all. That's all I got.